Alright, so up to this point we can list our posts from our database through our database class that we created. We can also add them. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how we can update them. Now, if this was a real application, we would probably have some links here to edit each post, and then somehow we would get the text and the body into the form so that we could update it. But we're not going to get into that because we're not building a full application here. I just want to show you how we can update a post. So we're going to just create a field to specify the ID that we want to update. Alright, so let's go ahead and add another field to our form right here. So I'm just going to copy this. Alright, and this is going to be the post ID that we're going to want to update. Alright, so let's say specify ID. Alright, and let's see, that can be the same. We're going to change the name here to ID. Okay, let's take a look at that. Just refresh the page here. Okay, so if we look in the database, you can see we have, let me just refresh this. We have a couple different posts here. We have IDs 1, 2, 3, and 5. Alright, so what we want to do is when this gets submitted, alright, and let's see. Okay, so when it gets submitted, it's going to check to see if the form was actually submitted. If it is, it's going to get the title and body. Okay, this is all the same as it was just to insert, but now we need to grab the ID as well. Alright, so we're going to say ID, and that's going to equal post ID. Okay, and then what we'll want to do is, instead of saying insert into, actually I'm going to just get rid of this whole statement. We're going to say update, and then the table name, which will be posts. Alright, and then we're going to say set. Let's see, what do we want to change here? The title, and I'm going to set that equal to title, and then we want to do the same thing with the body. Okay, so we want to say body equals body, and then we want to specify our where clause. Alright, so we'll say where ID is equal to ID. Okay, we're going to bind these values. Now the title and body we already have here, we just need to bind the ID. Okay, so we'll change that to ID, change that to ID. Okay, then we're going to run our execute statement, and I'm going to get rid of this. And that should do it. So let's save this, and we'll go ahead and reload. Alright, and let's get the post with the ID of 1. Okay, so we'll specify 1. Our title, we'll change it to, we'll just say this is post 1. And then the body, I'll just grab that and then submit. Alright, and now you can see that my post 1 is now, this is post 1. Okay, so we can edit these as long as we specify the ID. Okay, now the next thing is we want to be able to delete them. Okay, so let's go ahead and just add a little delete button next to, let's see, we'll do it right here. Okay. Now there's a few different ways you can do this. What I'm going to do is just create a form with just a delete button. Alright, so we'll say form, and I'm going to give this a method of post, and let's see, actually, you know what I'm going to do is just copy this. Alright, and we're just going to have a button. I'm going to grab this button here, type, and let's see, value, I want it to say delete. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to send the ID as a hidden input. Alright, so we'll say input type equals hidden, and we're going to give it a name of delete ID, and then we'll give it let's see, name, type, and then the value. Okay, the value is going to be the ID itself, so what we can do is grab one of these, throw that in there, and then change this to ID. Okay, and let's see, for the name we don't want submit. Let's make this delete. Alright, let's see, oh, I gotta end that. Let's see if that shows up. Okay, so now we have a delete button for every post. Now let's go up to the top here, and remember how we said if post submit. For this one we're going to say if post delete. Alright, actually, you know what? I don't want to use this because this is to sanitize a string. I'm just going to use the post array. Okay, so if post delete. Now we should be able to get the delete ID that we sent as a hidden field. Alright, so let's just test that out. So we'll say echo post and delete ID. Okay, so we'll go ahead and reload. And there's 1, 2. Alright, so we're getting the ID when we click delete. Let's actually put this in a variable. Okay. And then what we want to do is run a query. So we're going to say database query. And we'll say delete from posts where the ID is equal to :ID. Okay, and then we'll bind the ID. Okay, so we're going to say ID, and then we want to pass in our variable delete ID. Okay, and then finally we want to execute it. Okay, we'll save that, and let's go ahead and refresh, and let's delete my 4th post. Okay, so there you can see it's deleted. Alright, if I reload, they're still gone. Alright, so that's how we can update and delete a post using our database class.